Today we're showing you how to install the Tusk Zipperless Upper Doors on your Can-Am Maverick X3 Max. Now this is a great way to help enclose your cab and protect you and your passengers from the elements, help keep you warm. And if you ever want airflow into the cab, you can simply roll these back and out of the way. Now these are zipperless, so they're not going to get stuck in dusty conditions. They have strong magnets all the way across the top, so you can simply fold these down and put them right back up. Now these are also going to work with other accessories. So we've got a mirror mount and light bar mount, as well as a windshield in the front. So just be aware of that. Now the install process is straightforward, so let's go ahead and get started. To start out, we've laid out all of the hardware in order. You want to compare this to your instructions and verify that everything is there. Now for your snaps, when you go to order this on our website, you're going to have the option to either just use these self-tapping snaps, or you can get the stick-on kind instead if that's what you want. Now, the kit is going to come with two different sizes of bolts for your frame gussets. Now, we'll talk more about this later, but it comes with the longer bolts, so if you want to run a mirror mount or a light bar mount, you can do that as well. Next, we have all of our filler panels with the magnet side facing up. We need to clean this outside edge on each of these with some isopropyl alcohol. Then we can apply our foam tape to that outside edge, and this is just going to create a seal between the filler panel and your roll cage. And as you're pulling this tape across, just make sure you stretch it tight all the way across. Otherwise, you're not going to have enough foam to get the job done. Next, we need to install some hardware into the filler panels. So we've got our M6 by 30 millimeter button head bolts. We've got a washer, M6 washer, go through there. And then these smaller oval slots. We're going to be going through each of these with a bolt. So we're skipping over the two holes, and then each panel, they've got a longer oval slot. So those, you're not going to be putting a bolt in. That's for a Velcro strap. So once you've gone through the slot, you're going to put one of those aluminum spacers on, and then we've got the O-ring. These O-rings just help hold everything in place while you install the filler panels. Then we'll do the same thing for the remaining locations. So over at the machine, you need to either remove or loosen up accessories that are going to get in the way of installing your soft upper doors. Pretty much anything that is across the side of this roll cage. So for us, we removed the roof. Again, if you want, you can just loosen it up, but we're starting with these P-clamps. You've got 5 P-clamps that are going to hold down the front filler panel, and then 6 for the rear. And when you install these, you're going to make sure this flat side is facing out. So we've got 2 on the A-pillar. You just want to pinch them together like that. Then right behind this gusset, we have one right here. And then on this tube, the clamp on the bottom, this one's going to be facing down. The clamp above it is going to be facing up. Then right here, we've got the clamp on the bottom facing forward. Clamp on top facing back. Next tube, clamp on bottom is facing down. The clamp on top will be facing up. And we've got another clamp across the top. And then one towards the back, and we do have that rear window, but I've just loosened one of the straps so I can get this in place. The next step is to install the filler panels. So with this, all these bolts that we've already installed in it are going to go through both holes in each clamp, and then you have that nylock nut on the back side. We're going to leave everything loose for now, and then we'll make adjustments. Then for the back, I'm just starting at that middle mount. The next step is to adjust your filler panels. You want to make sure the foam tape has a good seal all the way around on the roll cage. And once everything looks good, you can use your 4mm Allen and 10mm combo wrench to snug everything down. Don't forget, on the front you have these two holes that need to line up with the holes in the gusset. I'm going to start tightening things down in the back and work my way forward. Next, we're going to set the door skins in place. So there's these little sewn pouches in there. Those have the magnets, and you're going to line those magnets with the magnets on the inside of each filler panel. And then at the back of each door skin, you've got two large hook and loop straps and then two smaller ones. So I'm going to undo the large one first. And the strap that is closer to the top, I'm going to feed that through to the inside. Then we've got the small hook and loop strap, and we're just going through both slots in the filler panels. These longer straps are only used when you roll these doors up. In between those times, you can tuck these up in between the filler panel and the door skin. Then we'll do the same steps for the rear door. Now for the snaps, we have two different styles. We're going to start with the self-tapping style. So what I'm going to do is mark the location where each snap needs to go. And I'm going to start in the middle with these. That way everything stays centered up. So with that, I like to use some grease. The instructions talk about using some tape, and you can use that to mark your location. But if you're doing the grease, you just go around the rim of that snap. You're going to pull the door somewhat tight and then press it down on the body of the machine. And that's going to leave a ring, and you just want to use that self-tapper in the center of that ring. And you just want to tighten that until it lightly bottoms out so it doesn't strip out the plastic. I'm going to wipe off any extra grease and snap that in place. Now for the adhesive snaps, what you want to do is clip that in place. And then I'm going to have this other snap installed, so I make sure I get this in the right spot. So in this general area, I want to clean that up. You can see we've had this installed before at one point, but we still want to show you guys the process. So with this, just using a little rubbing alcohol, I'm cleaning the area. I'm going to remove the backing from that snap. And I'm going to use the adhesive promoter. So with this, you're going to crush this. And you can see that's soaking into the end right there. You're going to apply this to the snap. Then we're going to stick it in place. And I'm just going to hold on that for a few seconds to make sure we've got a secure bond. And then from here, whichever style of snap you're going to be using, just work your way to each end. Next, we're going to install our magnets. Be careful with these, they got a lot of force. You don't want to pinch your fingers. After that, we're going to use a little bit of rubbing alcohol to wipe down the areas underneath the magnets and the back side of the magnets. So now we've got this double stick adhesive. I'm going to apply this to each magnet. Then you just want to remove the backing from each magnet one at a time and stick it to the machine. And we'll do the same steps for the front mounting locations as well. The next step is to install the hardware, going through these two holes in the front filler panel. So you've got two different sizes of bolts that came in your kit. You're gonna have a shorter bolt and a longer bolt. So the longer bolts are gonna be for accessories like these mirror mounts. If you decide to run these mirror mounts, you're going to want to make sure the one with the bend is on the passenger side. The next thing you want to know is you're going to be using that 3/8 inch spacer with it. So you're going to take the longer bolt, you've got a washer on it, go through that mirror mount, through the spacer, then you'll go through the filler panel, and if you have a light bar mount, you're going to stick that between the filler panel and the frame. Then we're going through the gusset, and then you've got the nylock nut on the back side. So that's if you're using the mirror mounts. Now, let me show you how to do this if you're not. So if you're not adding mirrors, you're gonna use the shorter bolt, and you can just go straight through and put the nylock nut on. But if you wanna use just the light bar mount, again, set that between your filler panel and your frame. We've got the shorter bolt, the washer on it, going all the way through that stuff, through the gusset, and then the nylock nut on the back side. And we'll install that second bolt. And from here, we can go ahead and tighten this down. Once you have this side buttoned up, you can install the doors on the other side in the same way. Now, if you need to roll up the window, we're going to show you how to do that real quick. So during normal use, you just need to release the magnets. Your door is going to open up and close. If you're going to roll this up, this is the only time you need to undo the snaps. And when you're transporting the machine, we recommend rolling these up. And I'm just going to get this as tight as I can. I'm going to roll towards the inside. And we'll just use the hook and loop straps to tie this up. So that's how you install the Tusk Zipperless Upper Doors on your Can-Am Maverick X3 Max. If you have any questions, leave those down in the comments. And if you haven't picked these up yet, you can find them on our website. Just click the link in the description below. We offer free shipping on orders over $75, so be aware of that. And subscribe to our channel for more helpful content. I'm Charles with Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Thanks for watching.